Hello, and welcome to I guess the first episode of JoeTalks. That's what I'll call it because I couldn't think of anything to show, so I'm gonna talk. Ooh. Um, anyways, today I wanted to talk about psychedelics, specifically two of them, um, acid and shrooms. And I'm going to talk about it in that order. Now, down in the description, I'm going to leave some links to websites that'll be very helpful with those two. They'll tell you everything you need to know about them. Now, let me see, acid, right? So, I did acid sometime, I'm going to say mid-March 2021, so this year, but yeah. And I did it with a friend of mine. We both did it together. We both did half a tab, and it was pretty insane. Started off by going to a park. We did it there, and we waited an hour, and we went over to our mall, and my sister worked there, so we went and visited her, and it really started kicking in there. And then we went into Hobby Lobby, and I can only imagine how it was for the employees there. I bet we just acted weird. To us, we seemed normal, but to them, we were probably weird as hell. After that, we made our way to another park near our mall, and when we were in the parking lot, like our pupils expanded, and our field of view, like it went higher, and we could tell because of the parking lot, everything just zoomed out. We made our way to the other park, and when we got to the other park, we were looking at the dirt, and the dirt turned from brown to purple. Yeah, so we had started tripping hard by that point. We went and we sat down at that park for a while. We did it at about 3 p.m. or so, and it wore off for me at about 3 a.m. That's when I was able to go to sleep. Well, so we're at this park, and we're there for a little bit, and it gets pretty dark, and it was just a lot of nonsense we were doing, like just a lot of laughing, tripping out, that kind of stuff. I realized though, like, hey, wait, I'm low on cat food, so we had to go to a store to get cat food, and the closest one that we can think of, being on acid, is Dollar General. So we made our way to Dollar General on acid, and we decided to go through these neighborhoods, which was safe. Like, it wasn't that weird. We got to Dollar General, like, again, we tried to act normal, but I can only imagine how weird we were acting. Like, I don't know, everything felt so delayed, so when the woman was talking to me, like, telling me, like, oh, you're gonna pay cash or card? It, like that, just, it took a second, like that, and then I responded. It felt just so weird. And, we got the cat food, and we hurried the fuck out of there. And I remember we walked down our main street, and I remember there being like a ton of people. I don't think most of them were real, but I just remember there being a ton of people, and like a lot of them looking at us. Yeah, it was weird. Maybe they knew we were on drugs. Who knew? But we made our way back to the other park, and I don't know. We couldn't really talk loud. We were just whispering. For the life of us, we just could not talk loud. And then we, see, I don't even remember like half of it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I think we kept going back and forth to the park, and then we were over by the bank, and by that point I had called another friend who absolutely does zero drugs. Be like him, kids. He does no drugs, and I mean, that's about it. So be like him. But he came and picked us up. He dropped my other friend off at home, and then I kind of hung out with him, and I told him how like everything, it felt like fake. Like it's like if you were in the Matrix and you realized that it was all fake, that you were in the Matrix. That's how it felt. Like, and knowing everything was fake, you know. I know it's real, but it felt fake. And I was just telling him, like, we were looking at a bush and eating some food, and I just told him, like, you know, I was coming down at that point, but I was telling him, like, you know, I could still see some stuff, and, you know, I can, looking at a bush, like a rose bush, I was like, you know, I see this, and 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 this. I was seeing so many different things. And, even my friend seems a little weird, like, how I brought up the Matrix before, it looked like he turned into, like, an Agent Smith and was like, he knows, you know, but, it was probably just me tripping. But I came home, no one noticed I was on acid. I had to tell my aunt, and kind of just waited for myself to come down even more. And then by 3 a.m. I was completely fine. I just went to bed. I guess that's it for acid. Don't do acid, kids. It you know, it lasts a long time. Right, so the next one, shrooms. So I had acquired shrooms from a family member of mine. I'm not going to name who they are. If they're watching this, they know who they are. But they gave them to me. And I've never done them before. Didn't know how many to take. They didn't tell me how many to take. Don't know. So with my other friend again, one that, you know, did the acid with me, and he didn't do any of them with me. He just didn't want to do any. So we get a pizza, and we're eating the pizza. I put 4 caps and 3 stems on it, and I ate about half of that in one bite, and the other half with another bite, and I still felt fine. I ate one slice, and that was good. And then the next slice, I put 2 big caps and 2 big stems on it, and I ate that, and that was all the shrooms I ate. And I ate that at about, say, 6 o'clock. It was pretty late. And I did that sometime in May, I believe, May or June. I can't really remember. And I just remember it didn't really hit right away. Like, we walked to another park, and when we went there, like, it really hit. Like, at first I felt kind of like a headache, and then it went from like a pain to just like it felt like my mind literally expanded, and it's just a weird feeling. It really is weird to explain. Like, you feel really good, like you know or see everything, you can understand everything, but my stomach hurt too. Like, I almost felt like I wanted to barf. I didn't, but I almost felt like I did. And with that one, I didn't end up calling my friend. I walked home. So he was, you know, sober. He didn't really he wasn't tripping like I was. So we got to a point where I was good enough to walk home, and I walked home. But I called a family member, the one who gave it to me, and I talked to them, and I was telling them it felt like I was at a point where I was walking, but like I'd be walking, and then it felt like a minute later, like I was floating. Like, I couldn't even feel my legs, like I was floating there. And then the next minute I was walking, and I was floating. And then it kept going like that for a while. And I'd be fine for a minute. Like, I completely sober, completely, I forget the word, but, you know, just in control. And then the next, just completely out of it, like looking at my hand and being like, whoa, oh my God, whoa, like just not believing what I saw. And that one wore off pretty quickly. I did kind of get a headache afterwards. But yeah, I don't think I'd recommend any of these to anybody. I also don't recommend doing them in public like I did. Don't do them in public, kids. Don't do them at all. Don't do them all. But if you do happen to do them, don't do them in public. Do them somewhere you trust. But don't do them at all. Especially not in public. Okay? Again, I'll leave links down below that'll explain these drugs better than I can. And yeah, don't do them. So this has been Joe Talks. I don't know what I'll talk about next time. Maybe I'll show something. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Bye.